You're listening to Sister Stargazers, celestial and terrestrial observations and advice from two real-life sisters. Welcome, fellow Stargazers. Your sisters are in the house. Hi, Jude.
Hey, Sarah.
How's it going?
Absolutely fabulous.
Yeah, we've got a great episode here. We're looking at episode 92 around Sunday, June 11th through June 17th. And looks like Mercury is going to be very present in this week.
Yes, Mercury is present completely because it moves into its home sign of Gemini, which is so exciting.
Okay.
Yeah. So the other thing that happens, I mean, we kicking off the week on June 11th, Sunday, Pluto backs up into Capricorn. So Pluto is backing up and revisiting Capricorn.
Yep.
And we'll be there basically, I think, for the rest of the year.
Oh my gosh,
you know?
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Hovering and then slowly going forward again. Goes back to 27, but it starts direct in October. So I apologize. It was not the first of the year. It's October.
Still 3/4 of the year.
It's a good chunk of time. So this is a review period, like brings us back to the time of 2021, some of these issues that were questioned, some of the darker aspects of that time, if you think back, might be resurfacing for you.
Okay.
So, I mean, and it's going to be an individual exploration for each person, but I would say look at where Capricorn is in your chart. Look at the late degrees of Capricorn. So that's going to be 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and see what house those degrees occupy. And that will give you a good sense of the issue that Pluto, the composter, is asking you to, churn, you've got to churn the compost in order for it to, for all the organisms to chomp through all of the, the decompositioning of things.
Yes.
So that's kind of what's going on here. You've got to re-chew on some stuff that you thought was maybe over.
Yeah.
But it's okay, we're getting another chance, right?
That's
to understand, to rediscover, to relearn, to reintegrate in a way. If we went around the first time and we didn't quite understand something, we're getting a second chance to go deeper to really get that understanding.
Nice. Yeah.
So traditionally, it's a good time to transform old structures, and that's Capricorn, into new ones. Yeah. So if you've been struggling with habits or, sometimes deep ingrained kinds of habits that you haven't been able to get get ahead of, this is going to be a really good time to kick up your game and to really restructure how you play. Yeah. So Mercury, then talking about Mercury, it enters Gemini. It's at 0 degrees Gemini, June 11th. So we're still on Sunday, June 11th.
Right.
So, Mercury in its home sign is going to help to talk about anything. It's going to help you to find out information. It's going to help you to research. It's going to help you to juggle. You might be finding yourself reading or writing more, looking through media, magazines, old hard drives, anything that brings knowledge. Nice. Mercury in Gemini is in the mode to discover, to research, to kind of go through not so much old stuff, but pursue new information. And maybe that is linked to something that is Plutonian, because they seem to be, Mercury entering Gemini, Pluto backing up into Capricorn. These are kind of linked events. So I would say, Gemini might be interested in finding out occult information even. Yeah. On the same day, this is a very busy day, we have Venus making a square to Jupiter. Jupiter's up in Taurus. Venus is in Leo. So very demonstrative Venus. She loves to be bejeweled and kind of out and about, in Leo. And Jupiter in Taurus is really, wants to plod along and make sure that all the bases are covered and wants to make sure that the things that he's purchasing on the promptings of Venus are worth the value. So this is a kind of Venus is like wanting to party, but Jupiter is like kind of wanting to resist the urge because he's on a track to kind of really make sure that he's counting up his assets, right? So this could be a time when you could be discovering something that is of value to you, some pursuit. It could be a person, a vocation, a hobby, because you're not out partying.
Yeah.
You're making some steady progress, right? So Venus is not getting distracted. She's kind of honing it in a little bit. So this is also kind of wise words during this time, like don't be frivolous with your resources.
Okay.
But any aspect between Venus and Jupiter is a good one. So you can look at opportunities that might come along, looking at the sign, looking where Leo is in your chart, and then looking where Taurus is in your chart, and maybe seeing the values that you espouse and maybe your direction that you want to pursue, and kind of taking some stock and making steps towards going there.
Okay.
This is still Sunday, so this is setting the theme, kind of the theme for the week. But I did want to mention these specific Mercury-Pluto aspects. So Mercury trines Pluto on Sunday. So it's newly into Gemini. Pluto is newly backed up into Capricorn. They're making an out of sign trine. So it's an air Mercury to a Earth Pluto in Capricorn, right? So it's a very penetrating kind of aspect. It's very good for power, like consolidating your words, being very penetrating in how you speak, being very intentional, very persuasive, being able to talk about change and meaning it, like being able to actually, set up a structure for change. And you can also, this is a great talk therapy aspect, because Mercury will be able, with Pluto's assistance, to dive deep into psychological issues. Okay. So you might also be able to expose things to yourself, about yourself, that you might not have been able to do before.
Okay.
So this is a very good Mercury trine Pluto. It's going to be in orb 1 or 2 days before or after June 11th, but it's exact on Sunday, June 11th.
Wow.
Moving through the week, we have another Mercury aspect on the 15th. So June the 15th, Mercury squares Saturn. And this is really going to ask you to be more focused, more disciplined, a little bit more disciplined in how you think and what you write, how you communicate. This can also be kind of address limitations in transportation or communication. So maybe you can't get through to the people that you're trying to get through to. So there's a bit of that happening. Okay. There's also the moon making a sextile to Neptune. So there's this sense that there might be some information coming through the feeling nature from Neptune, which is going to be, asking us to kind of look at the numinous side of life, the kind of mystery, the beauty, the dreams, the spiritual realm. So on Friday, the moon is in Gemini conjunct Mercury. So this is another great Mercury aspect, moon conjunct Mercury. The ideas are flowing. So you're really able to express your feelings. And again, this is Mercury is so prominent this week. Yeah. So it's an excellent time for cooperative projects. Okay. So Gemini moon conjunct Mercury, really able to bring, things together, cooperate and kind of bring things together. And Saturday, the 17th, Mercury makes a sextile to Venus, and then Saturn goes retrograde. So that's going to be another great time, Mercury sextile Venus, to let some of the creativity come through your hands, your speech. Mercury in Gemini is all about expressing, by making with the hands. Mercury in Gemini is very much about hands, juggling, creating, crafting, and sextile Venus, that really brings in the beauty part of it, making something, creating something. So crafting or painting or dancing or singing, any of the arts, theater, they're all up for enjoyment on Saturday the 17th. And then Saturn goes retrograde that day. This is also going to be a time, Saturn is in Pisces. This is going to be a time to just take a look at between now, June, and March, when Saturn went into Pisces, just taking a look, kind of a review of maybe what has gone on between late March and, mid-June, and see if those issues might be coming up again. Anything to do with, maybe something of your spiritual nature with Pisces, maybe re-examining some of your beliefs, maybe looking at how you picked up beliefs from your surroundings or from the collective, unconscious, things that we just kind of assume are true but may not be true. So that's something that Saturn's going to help us explore as it retrogrades back through Pisces.
Amazing. Okay.
It's a very, very packed week.
Yeah. But it sounds like some space for self-examination and getting clearer on things. 2 cards came up, but the one card that I feel resonates is the Four of Cups, which is this figure sort of sitting in meditation under a tree, and out of the air, a cup, the 4th cup, is being presented. There's 3 cups before the figure. So it's sort of like, I don't know, what's going to come up for you that the possibility that might come out of taking time to think things through. I don't know.
With the offering kind of coming out of the air.
Coming out of the air, yeah. Feels like Mercury in Gemini.
Yeah. And in the cloud, the cup is coming out of with a hand being offered out of a cloud.
Exactly.
And then there's 3 cups that are already lined up. So this really speaks to meditation to me.
Yeah,
and
I think so too.
Being offered the opportunity to listen and receive both from your environment, so from the outside, but also from the inside. You can receive information just sometimes driving around, you gotta look at stuff and there's a license plate in front of you, or there's a billboard.
Yep. Some sort of message that just comes through because you're paying attention to your environment.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds amazing.
The other thing you can do while Mercury's in such good graces is that you can ask a question to the universe.
Okay.
So, if you have a question that you want to have answered, put that in your mind.
Put it out on the airwaves.
Yes. And then go for a walk, or, then write it down even.
Yes.
And then let the answer come to you from within or from without.
Yes. I love it. That's the 4 of Cups also. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Perfect.
This sounds like a great week. Listeners, if you've got questions or comments, you can send us an email at connectedsisters.stargazers.com. That's also our website, and you can find us there. And at wmpg.org. That's where this podcast is archived, and that's the weekly radio show. So, I don't know. Any last thoughts before we sign off?
Just listen in. not just to us, but to the universe.
Exactly.
Right?
Listen into the universe. All right, Jude, thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah.
We'll talk next week.
Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to Sister Stargazers. Let us know what worked for you this week. Find us on Facebook and post a comment at Sister Stargazers.